Welcome back, and make sure you support the channel. Alright, and we are continuing with the voiceover. Yay. Okay, preparing a frigate. Where were we? We were at war with Huayna. Oh right, and we totally screwed it up. Yeah, that was embarrassing. Well, I guess I better get reinforcements in there pretty soon if I don't want to lose everything that I managed to gain. Just got the railroad, so I can start putting together some of these railroads. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Yeah, get the railroad in the spot that's actually going to give me extra production first. That's pretty good. And meanwhile, just try to build the railroads to connect everything. You want to connect all this. You want to build everything for the extra production first, then connect your cities with the railroads, and then just fill out everything. I mean, I guess you can add an intermediate step with like alternate routes between your cities, in case like something gets pillaged or has enemy troops on it. But for the most part, just filling out everything after that is fine. If you're struggling with what to do with your workers and you haven't deleted them, which oftentimes I don't do. Should honestly think about doing that more often. Okay, so thinking about text to go for next, I am hunting down communism, but I'm also starting to think about if corporations are open to me. None of them have been founded yet, and that's starting to become an intriguing idea, because I do have a pretty compact country. I don't really need communism. Unless I go and get like a ton of territory. But even then, like if I take North America for example, I could just build, I already have the Forbidden Palace in Paris, I think. I can just build the regular palace over in North America to eliminate any kind of issues with distance maintenance. So corporations, if they are actually within my grasp, are a really great idea. Here I just noticed that I can trade with Saladin, and I might as well. I think I'm looking at if it's worth waiting to give him railroad. Maybe I can get another tech that I can easily trade him. But you know, it's a few turns until I actually get something else, so I just go ahead and go for it. I agree with that decision, even though the railroad is worth a lot more. I can probably try to get something else, or even 2 more techs or something with another high value tech against him, but you know, the risk that he actually gets the railroad somewhere else is too great. Alright, so I think now we're just looking around what needs to happen. Yeah, so now I'm wondering if I should try to go for corporation. Go for medicine, maybe combustion, maybe assembly line. Assembly line would be pretty good for all that extra production. I still think biology should be pretty high on my list right now. Although, I guess there aren't too many farms. I still think it'll help a lot. But again, I'm still under the assumption that I'm switching to a spy economy. Which in hindsight, I am not. Spoiler alert, I am not switching to a spy economy. It's not happening. I haven't even built Oxford University here yet. That is apparently taking a long time. Alright, the only one I can look at is Catherine. What am I looking for? I think the number of monasteries that are going to obsolete. 25, that's 50 production per turn. That's fairly significant. It's gonna be painful to lose all that. But what are you gonna do? You gotta get scientific method. You can't delay it forever. And here I might start formulating my plan to put the slider at 100% wealth at a certain point, and just use representation to move towards like corporation, because everything's going to start obsoleting, and I can just take that time to take advantage of the large economy that I actually have to generate lots of wealth to put the slider at 100% research afterwards. It also means that a few more countries are going to get the text that will be researching, which will give me a slight boost towards them. It's not a huge deal, but yeah, I'm looking at the options for, I guess, power? Yeah, and the corporations. I'm also debating how important combustion is, because I do have another war to plan against the Aztec, and I'm trying to figure out if getting combustion is actually more important to contain Montezuma. He already has astronomy. If he gets chemistry, we'll be at the same tech level for our navy, and then if there are issues against the war, he could actually threaten me by sending troops over. So getting combustion and then using destroyers to obliterate his navy would be a pretty solid move. Oh, and here I decide to delay scientific method as well. I'm apparently going to go for economics, which I guess are only going to obsolete the citadels, and then I'll switch to a free market, and then I'll continue to wait. Here, I'm deciding what to build and whether I should get any buildings, I guess. This place, I'm still on the idea that the ironworks is going to be the thing, but it's on a faulty assumption that we're actually going to take the culture for this area, which is not going to happen. There's some fireworks going on in the background. If you're wondering what that is, you can actually hear it. Not sure if it's going to be picked up or not. I don't know why there are fireworks. It's just something that happens. Okay, now I'm just upgrading things. Which I mean, upgrading is good. Keep me defensive. and get him upgraded. Alright. Gonna do it that way. I wonder if I take my time on economics as well then. I guess we'll see. Hindu manders are actually not bad when you consider, actually, yeah, I have the spiral minaret. Then they also have the +2 production, and then if you, like, certain cities might actually need that happiness, so they can actually be, like, pretty good buildings. And I'm just looking at which ones might want to actually build them. Berlin is one of those cities. Barcelona and Rome are other contenders. York should probably be a contender, as well as Ravenna. And I'm still building cavalry here. And you just need to get on this boat. Alright, that's a lot of cannons. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing. And I have a feeling I'm going to send it over to Tiwanaku and take the same route towards Cusco. I might keep the boat there to transport troops quickly, but I want to make sure that I don't lose the city first. I'd rather not have to retake it. Yeah, it looks like I might have decided to keep the slider at 100% wealth here. We'll see if I change it, but it looks like I'm probably going to start building research buildings now. Maybe not in London, but in a bunch of places, anticipating all the time I'm gonna have with 100% research. Or not. I'll build barracks. Yeah, sure. Sure, that'll come in handy. A strong mace man. Yeah, I would think that you would start with the university. Or, okay, so you build a bank first because you know that, like, it's 21 turns at least with economics. And it's gonna be quite a while with the other ones. So I guess that's fine. Okay, yeah, I guess I can offload the cannons at least. And it looks like I'm just gonna send the riflemen over. need to upgrade him yet. Should just take those guys and move them. Put him with a healer. Yeah, there you go. Very good. Alright, and then you were gonna go to Rome for unit diversification. Grocer's probably fine. Gives you more wealth, and that was actually kind of close with health as well. I should probably do some calcs on whether a forge was a good idea there. So it currently has 5 production, forge would give it +1. So it would take 360 turns after the forge is completed to actually benefit from that. Which is too many. And it looks like these guys never really recovered. I was considering burning it. It's kind of surprising. I don't know why I would burn it. I don't have any settlers in the area. And now I just offloaded them. Because I'm going for reinforcements. Okay. Just go towards Machu Picchu. Better yet, you should have put everything back on those ships and then gone towards Machu Picchu. But it's fine. Yeah, just go. They have 1 city left. Just park everything next to it and go for it. That's all you need to do. Yeah, I don't need to do that. Trading with Roosevelt is just gonna piss someone off. And I don't exactly need the money. It's only 1,000. I'll get that every turn. You can get way more gold by being smart diplomatically and keeping your trading options open. Just move everything forward. Yeah, I'm wondering how soon I can get medicine, depending on what I get next. If I actually get a merchant, maybe I want to get medicine quickly. Still seems like a long shot at this point, because there's so many turns before that actually happens. Alright, continue connecting everything. I would try and get more culture here. But I guess I think it's going to be around long enough. I don't know. I don't think it has a lot of production. I don't think I agree with the forge there. It doesn't have a lot of food or production. It's not going to be whipping very much. So, like, I don't see that actually paying off. Yeah, I guess I'll take 99s any day. Now this one, I actually think I should burn it. It's not going to be profitable. Although, with communism it would be. Maybe I still think I'm going to have that. But I bet it was never profitable. Alright. Yeah, trying to see if anything needs upgraded. Yeah, so I didn't even think about it there, but I think I should have burned it. I'm putting a theater in? That's all. Oh, I guess I have population to burn. Alright, you should get ready for the war against Montezuma, I guess. Yep, it's gonna go for Melanalco. Yeah, Madrid should consider those things. A bank and a university. Maybe Madrid would be worth more if it was actually building riflemen. But it does actually have like a lot of research and wealth. And we need some cities to build those things, the banks and the universities, so that we can get Wall Street and Oxford University. Get the banks first, because we're going to be producing so much wealth for a while. I don't think you need to build the jail first, even though it's like 13 turns away. It's not going to give you very much. Oh, I haven't even built the Forbidden Palace in Paris. Spoiler, that's what's going to happen. Yeah, I mean, I guess I was still waiting for like a good place to build it. I always get really worried about building it somewhere where I might want like 2 wonders, or 2 national wonders, but I should have just planted it in Paris or Berlin or something early on, especially once I already picked the place for the heroic epic. Should have just planted it in Paris. Could always move the regular palace later. Moving the regular palace is less production. I mean, what other 2 buildings would you want in like a productive city, like Paris? The ironworks, but then if you already have the heroic epic and West Point place somewhere, there's not really anything else that you would specifically want there. Yeah, you should keep finding resources. Be good. Or mines and whatnot. Give me more production. I think about putting commando on, but like without a bunch of units actually having it, it's not that useful. I would really love to do a thing where, oh yeah, I remember this. This was stupid. Oh, I actually tried to send them somewhere. I should be sending them to Cusco to build a railroad, or at least put a railroad through the entire area, but I don't. I just delete them because I'm like, what are they going to improve? And then I forget about I don't really need a railroad there, so it's kind of a waste if they cost money, which they do, but forget about the extra production that I can get on the mines. Anyways, about the commando, it's kind of a dream of mine to have a bunch of commando units that can completely blitz a country and just demolish everything nice and quick with spies reducing defenses, and then just walk in. But it's gonna take like a ton of experience in a single city to actually do that. Like you need strength 4 to get access to commando. It can only happen after you have military science, so you know it's like a later game thing as well. That's kind of rough. So I got a defensive pact offer from China, and I could join that whole axis. But doing so would, or I guess could have, hurt my relations with all the people I don't sign a defensive pact with. It would have made them upset. So for that reason, I didn't do it. Plus, I'm going to war soon anyways. I don't need a defensive pact to be happy with everyone. And I'm not particularly worried about getting attacked by anyone. So yeah, we're gonna stop trading with Roosevelt again. I'd rather everyone be united in that. United hatred against a single civilization can do wonders for diplomatic relations with the human player. Because, you know, you don't have to worry about every single country asking you to stop trading with every single other country. You're allowed to not, you know, you're allowed to be friends with pretty much everyone. Ferretium has some production. Maybe I should have built a bank there. Yeah, screw you. I'm about to attack you. Alright. Okay, so let's just continue moving the troops, I guess. I'm about to attack. And the only thing I have is cavalry and conquistadors. Oh, man. And they have rifles. Yeah, that's not gonna cut it. It's not gonna cut it. Rifles have, a bonus against fighting mounted units. So here, I really think I should have switched the war over to a naval war and just waited to get infantry and artillery. They don't have chemistry. I could have rushed combustion to continue that naval war for a while, but I mean, they're probably even more powerful than me. It's their home turf. I have to shuttle all the units in. This isn't gonna work. I could have attacked Roosevelt instead, but this is not gonna work. It's gonna cost too much. I really did not. I wasn't thinking about it. Oh, you know, like, Montezuma is normally not as advanced as this. Normally doesn't have riflemen when you do. So you can normally try to trounce him, but it's not going to be the case. This is a Folly war. But let's see how it goes. I didn't even upgrade that guy with, like, versus gunpowder units. I haven't even processed the fact that there are riflemen there. Okay, now I did. Upgraded him correctly. Alright, those guys are going to start reducing defenses. We're just going to pile on more units. You know, decide which one I'm not bringing. Decide not to bring the rifleman. Okay, there I realized they have riflemen. I need to promote that with city attack completely, but I also do get a 4th promotion, so. And first strike really doesn't make that big of a difference. Yeah, might as well kill that cottage, because I'm not going to use it, even if I take it. You know, that kind of city needs production. It's got plenty of gold with all the coastal tiles. It needs to build stuff to be better. Alright, I do like a courthouse here. Also like a library. Do not like a jail. But again, I'm operating under an assumption. Really didn't think that research would be the way to go. So I guess I should start to try to reflect on why that was the way to go. Why did we end up going for research? I think because a lot of the infrastructure was already there. Even though I had been building like jails, I hadn't really been building like intelligence agencies everywhere. Jails weren't everywhere, but I had like a lot of libraries everywhere. Representation makes it a lot easier to stay with. Look at this, 82% after using 3 cannons. Yeah, and I'm like, oh, gee, what do I do? Okay, so representation makes it a lot easier to stay with research, and you get quite the number of boosts in terms of researching things. You know, there's the 20% boost sometimes, there is the boost for other countries having researched it. You can choose which text to research and research ones that AI don't have, and therefore I should have kept those guys on the boats. There's no it wouldn't have taken so long to get to the local. So yeah, you can research which text you want to go for specifically, as opposed to just relying on the ones that people already have. And if you do that, then you can focus on the ones that are really good to trade. And if you're trading for other texts, then you're probably doubling or tripling the size of your economy. Because you research one tech and you get like 3 techs worth for it. So research can be really powerful. I mean, you can still do tech trading with espionage, but obviously you can only trade techs that people don't have. And if you're stealing something from someone, then obviously, at least someone has it. Normally, other people have it too. Espionage can get very cheap, but I guess it requires like a lot of infrastructure that I haven't really processed yet. Haven't really considered that fact yet, about how much stuff it actually requires. And they're all like late game buildings, jails, intelligence agencies, and that's when you commit to it. Really go for that being the economy that you want to do. I guess you can still do like a hybrid, but my boats are stuck. Am I gonna go around again? Yeah, looks like I am. And you can't switch to an espionage economy normally until later in the game, because the jails and intelligence agencies don't come out until communism and constitution. You can get nationalism, but yeah, it's takes a while. There's also courthouses. If you have a lot of cities, you can build a lot of courthouses and then set yourself up, but normally you're researching until that point, especially if you have a more compact country like what Spain has right now. It's just Europe. And then we're finally getting some like North American locations. I don't know what I'm looking for here. What the defenses were reduced down to. Trying to figure out if I'm going to use the cannons at all, or if I'm attacking next turn. Yeah, Madrid isn't even building units anymore. I'm at war with, like, one of the most aggressive people in the world, and I'm not even building any units. I don't know. I mean, I had extra units to go to war, I guess, but I think this is a little nuts. So I mean, that is the silver lining in all this. Yes, I'm at war with Montezuma, and it's not going to go well because I don't have the tech advantage that I thought I did. But you know, I am paying for these units, I think. They don't have anything better to do. I guess I could have gone and bullied, like, India, England, or America, but there's limited land to take from them. And, you know, maybe because I start these wars and everything, that's why Montezuma doesn't develop even further. Maybe I slowed him down. And that's all I needed. Yeah, so that's a little awkward because cavalry are kind of like, there's 2 spots to protect, but at least it's you have to cross a river to get to me, which will probably make it so that they won't attack. And look at that, I have nothing to leave to protect the cities. Not that, like, a single rifleman is gonna make a big difference against Montezuma, but I have 1 more rifleman to send up. Oh my goodness. And I mean, I haven't been building things. I haven't been building units. I still think of myself as, like, the war-conquering nation with the constant warfare that I set out to play this game, and I just haven't been building units. I've been building buildings everywhere. Building up Europe. You know, banks and whatnot, because I have really big cities. I don't disagree with it. I just don't think I've realized that I've switched from being a powerful nation to a weak one. Well, I never really was a powerful nation, but I switched from having units at my disposal to not really having units at my disposal. So I'm actually building grenadiers there because I really want to... it's actually somewhat realizing finally that Montezuma has a bunch of riflemen, and I want to have machine guns that are upgraded with city protection. In order to do that, I need to build grenadiers to upgrade them with city protection, so that then I can upgrade them to machine guns, because you can't upgrade machine guns with city protection. I'm not trying to blockade anything right now because I still think I'm gonna like go on a rampage. Oh, there I go. Finally start to blockade. But that was a little late. Basically I need to settle into a war of attrition. Just murder his economy while mine continues to develop. Make him fight a purely defensive war for a while so that I can get the tech advantage that I need. I'm gonna keep building grenadiers. Because I don't know, I think I'm going to get them over there in time to protect everything. Then I go building a jail again. I mean, I've already made the decision with Vittoria. Just copying the same thing in Pamplona. I didn't realize I still had bureaucracy here. It's getting expensive, but I don't really have any towns. Not building any units, so I don't really need vassalage. And unless you're organized, it doesn't actually save you any money, because the maintenance cost for the civic is higher than what it lowers the cost of unit maintenance. So I mean, nationhood would be purely just based on a lower civic maintenance, but you lose the extra production in Madrid, which is producing all of my units right now, and they're very good units. So I think I switched to Islamic missionaries because I'm mostly spreading the religion within my own borders, and it's getting kind of saturated with Confucianism. Not this area, because it's a little far to run around, but you can see like they're starting to fail and whatnot. Yeah, blockade. Set up the blockade elsewhere as well. Okay, don't. I guess I still think I'm gonna like march my way over to Teotihuacan. I don't know, I haven't faced that much resistance right now. Alright, definitely don't want to say no to Catherine. Not going to do a whole lot of trading with Elizabeth. At war with both Persia and Russia. And I only get negative points from China and Egypt. Which I can definitely handle it with China with that plus 18. The plus 6 from Egypt is low, but I'm gonna get hurt too much refusing Catherine. I could have handled it with Persia, but there isn't much reason to anymore. And I mean, it's a purely diplomatic question. England is not going to threaten me. Maybe with some boats or something, but I don't really expect them to threaten me. Alright, but now I have these units, and where am I going to send them? Am I going to send them after England? Or am I going to send them as reinforcements for the Aztec? See, I was sending that over to Texcoco. I think that's what the city's called. Florida. But that's going to be a little difficult to hold. And it's really just so that I can transport my troops more effectively. So I'm moving my frigates south because I am going to go after England instead. It accomplishes the same goal of allowing me to transport my troops. Now I could just go through England and ignore their city, but I mean, it's not a bad city to take. It's defended. I don't have to worry about like Montezuma coming after me there. Okay, so there I'm building that mostly for the happiness, but also because with the bonuses, it's a pretty good building. I'm worried about the happiness here, but I really shouldn't be because if England dies, most of that anger goes away. A large portion of it. Now, they do have a galleon coming, and technically I don't know if they have any units on it. They probably don't, because they've been at war with people, and if they had units to spare like that, they would have been using them. Hatshepsut declared war on Tokugawa, and China declared war on Hatshepsut. That's definitely interesting, and Egypt was one of the countries that I was considering, but at this point I am way too bogged down to help with that. Even defensively, I think that, you know, I'm much closer to Egypt than any of those countries, so that would probably not go too well. I'd have to fight a lot, which I think I could do, but it wouldn't be too great. Now, interestingly, England doesn't have riflemen, so probably be able to translate through that. Definitely go up to the free market. There's no reason to keep decentralization. And I'm just going to leave it at that. Yeah, definitely don't need a spy. I think you should probably be trying to get a artist. But maybe getting the hermitage faster is a better way to get some culture. Switch to the artist afterwards. I have no idea why I needed a barracks there. Courthouse and probably a jail again. Though, look at that, I'm thinking about a library, and I decided to do it first. That's a good decision. Now with Egypt, I should probably start to consider dumping them. Canceling open borders and whatnot. Because I have to start picking who I want to be friends with. Yeah, I have to rebuild that workboat now. I mean, it's unfortunate, but workboats really don't cost that much. It's costs way too much to try and prepare for that kind of thing. To you know, protect every single workboat that you have. It'd just be way too expensive. I'm just looking for the best place to build a railroad here. I should just look for what cities to connect. That's a good spot for it. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, or subscribe.